Early and accurate diagnosis can be the difference between a chance of life or dying.
I was a woman in my 40s, but my medical specialist said I had cancer that affects men over 65. I've heard terrible things from parts of the country where there is no expertise. Patients are told nothing can be done, which often is not true.
Success rates for many cancers in the UK are improving, but this is simply not the case for people with cholangiocarcinoma, whose early diagnosis and survival rates are among the worst of any cancer. We spoke to patients about their cancer journey to find out why.
Until the moment I was diagnosed, I'd never heard of cholangiocarcinoma. Why would I? It's a cancer that doesn't affect young, healthy women like me. Or so I thought.
In the NHS today, cholangiocarcinoma is often misdiagnosed and managed too late. Cases are rising sharply, including among otherwise healthy, working-age adults, and we don't know why. For a fairer deal faster for this poorly understood cancer, urgent research is needed to help explain why it is no longer rare or just a disease of the elderly, and why so many patients have non-specific symptoms and few, if any, of the risk factors typically associated with a liver cancer.
For months, I had been experiencing symptoms that I nor my GP recognised as signs of this disease.
Suspected liver cancer guidelines do exist to help doctors, but they don't currently mention cholangiocarcinoma, which is a primary liver cancer that can have very different signs and symptoms. These guidelines should be updated immediately to include help for detecting both forms of primary liver cancer.
My cancer was only diagnosed after 6 months of brutal treatment for a suspected cancer I didn't have.
Most cholangiocarcinoma patients receive a late-stage diagnosis, often via A&E, and even after treatment for something else. This delays access to specialist tests and care that can cure or prolong life. Let's ensure all hospitals access the latest clinical guidelines and cancer detection techniques to help find and treat this cancer more quickly and accurately.
Why, when I was fighting to live, was it my job to find the right treatment? If I hadn't have done my research, I wouldn't be here today.
More than half of NHS patients with cholangiocarcinoma do not receive any of the available treatments for this cancer. Many are told nothing can be done and have to seek their own second opinion about alternative options. Research still shows that who you are and where you live affects your access to treatment and your chances of survival. No matter your background or where you live and are diagnosed, faster access to centres of expertise should be the rule, not the exception.
Since my cancer came back, targeted therapy has meant being able to work and live normally without the debilitating effects of chemo. But as an NHS patient, I couldn't access the tests needed quickly or easily to unlock this better quality of life.
Also, mental health support after treatment is patchy at best. We could all do with more help making the transition from the probability of death to the possibility of life.
People deserve clear access to care around detecting and managing a returning cancer, plus high-quality psychological support to live life as fully as possible.
If you can make awareness of a problem, it becomes a problem halved. And sharing the problem with all these people who were faced with death and have been fighting it in all different ways is very exciting.
By accelerating access and earlier diagnosis in the NHS, we can achieve a fairer deal faster and dramatically improve prospects for people with cholangiocarcinoma, in line with other cancers. So let's rethink liver cancer together for a fairer chance of survival for everyone.